Alright, it's been roughly a month since the announcement of the shutdown of Destiny, and thereabouts 12 days since the actual shutdown and placement into maintenance mode. And I've been sitting here waiting for, some sort of late April Fools or something to that effect, but that's not coming. So, typically speaking, and yes, we skipped the usual theatric opening to these videos that I've been trying to cultivate, but I'm too upset, too irritated to really bust it down creative mode or something like that for an opening. No. Okay, so before I got myself all wrapped up in Cyberpunk and all that, I used to play a lot of Destiny. And I mean a lot. Quite a bit. I played Destiny sunup to sundown on the weekends, and I logged 40 hours a week in Destiny. For a timeline, I would probably say right between the moment The Dark Below and the House of Wolves were released as a double pack and the moment the Taken King was released. That would be the amount of time, that would be the hot spot for when I started playing Destiny, that amount of time, and then it kind of dwindled off just after Rise of Iron, but before the release of Destiny 2, and then finally petered out just after Forsaken. That's the timeline. I kind of trailed off after Forsaken and didn't really do much in the way of getting back on, except to do a couple of patrols or because I felt like shooting a couple of aliens here and there. There was a point where I didn't have time to sit down and play Destiny. I mean, I didn't even really have time to sit down and play video games in general. I have a family, I have obligations. So, that time, while it doesn't entirely go away, you begin to feel that you could be spending that time a whole lot more productive than just sinking time into a video game. It's kind of like, I used to spend literally all day at the library reading books when I was a kid. But once school got back into session, I could only really go back to the library for, an hour or two, check out a few books and read those when I had the time, As much as you would want to, you can't just spend all day at the coffee shop. Anyway, I don't think that we are going to be getting Destiny 3. I don't think we're going to be getting any new content for Destiny. I mean, it's been announced as such for the most part as of this moment. And there are rumors of a full 50% layoff at Bungie, so even if we do get that new game greenlit 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, it will not be made by the same devs, at least I don't think, and the scope of which will be drastically reduced. And there are 3 camps that I am seeing kind of form on the horizon here. There's Team Sony killed Bungie, Team Marathon killed Bungie, and Team Bungie killed Bungie, And all 3 teams, they do agree on the same thing. Like, all 3 components are what killed Destiny. It's just I'll see some people on social media screaming that Marathon killed Destiny, or people on social media screaming that, Bungie killed Destiny, mismanagement at Bungie and Pete Parsons killed Destiny, or I'll see people on social media screaming that, Sony killed Destiny. And to be honest with you, it's a combination of all 3. That's what I'm seeing is agreed upon for the most part, but no one part was really bigger than the other. Like, absolutely, Sony shut down Destiny, but they lost their ass on in the neighborhood of $3 to $4 billion. I've seen several different numbers. I've seen 3.4 billion, I've seen 3.7 billion that was spent on the acquisition of Bungie from Pete Parsons. And let me tell you, Sony lost their ass. I mean, they reported I can't remember the name for it, but on their official tax documents or whatever, their official, yearly financial readouts, they reported, I want to call it an injunction, but I know it's not called an injunction. It's basically Sony admitting on paper that they lost their ass out on a payment. They overpaid for something. And that something, of course, being Bungie. And that number was roughly $90 million of an overpayment. At least, again, from what I've been seeing. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't at all blame Sony for being upset. Now, could they have done things completely differently? Yes, absolutely. It 100% feels like they are punishing the player base and the fan base for the absolute douchebaggery that is Pete Parsons. But they didn't, and we now have to live with that choice. We can sit here and scream we want Destiny 3 to the void all we want. It's probably not coming. At least not anytime soon. And I mean, on the topic of Pete Parsons, there's this very big example that I see tossed around of him literally not a few days after the first set of layoffs at Bungie, bragging to his team, or bragging to his company, that he spent something like $2 million on several vintage sports cars right before all these layoffs took place. And on the part of Marathon killing Destiny, I don't think so either. Like, not in its entirety. Again, that falls back on Bungie being Bungie, mismanaged. What should have happened was Bungie should have sat down and focused on Destiny and trying to put out an expansion that was, profitable, completely profitable. Like, if you take a look at numbers, you'll see a steady decline from, I do want to say, Witch Queen on up. And not much that, could be done about that. The decision to try to run 2 live service games was absolutely not a good decision. They should have waited on Marathon, at least in my opinion. But again, I can sit here and just go, hindsight's 2020. I could sit here and look back and say, oh, this should have been done, this should have been done, this should have been done. The fact of the matter is that Marathon killing Destiny isn't exactly a full truth. That falls back on the reasoning of Bungie being mismanaged. I'm not defending Marathon either. I've never played the game. I don't think I'm going to either, to be honest with you, because no, I don't have any interest in extraction shooters. I tried Arc Raiders, and Arc Raiders just absolutely pisses me off, so not gonna happen. There are links to several videos that I did find interesting that I will be posting in the description that do a much better job of telling you guys the story of Bungie and Destiny from start to finish. I'm literally just sitting here rambling into a microphone with no notes whatsoever. So this now leads us into a project though. See, initially before I had found out that Destiny was dying, I was going to separate my main channel into 2 channels, one with the original Retro Brainrot logo and name and all that, and the other being this Cyber Brainrot as you see it now. You see, my main channel has become a themed channel, and while this will be the main channel that I put work into, it's going to also function entirely as just a cyberpunk channel, with the secondary channel being more of a catch-all for the stuff that I want to talk about on YouTube that isn't related to cyberpunk, because I mean, clearly after this video, you should know that I consume other media than just cyberpunk material. But I am absolutely putting that project on hold for the moment because I want to do this instead. I want to go ahead and just record as much Destiny footage as humanly possible and put it up on YouTube. Minimal commentary, so on and so forth. You'll get an intro at the beginning, and an outro at the end. But Whatever is in between those is whatever it is that I'm talking about at the time, or whatever's going on in the background. So Monday through Friday, you might get, a 10-20 minute video of me just doing some patrols on a random planet. But over the weekend, in the dead middle of the night, I might record me running a strike raid playlist or doing some quest material or so on and so forth. I want to put as much Destiny footage up as humanly possible, because I don't think that Destiny servers are going to last much longer than the closure of Bungie as a whole. I don't want Bungie to close. I would rather have, the Destiny servers forever. The ability to just uninstall and reinstall the game whenever I please and sit down and play it whenever I please. But that's not viable at this point. So eventually Destiny and Destiny 2 are going to shut down. So I want to put as much footage up of me playing Destiny as humanly possible, so that I can go ahead and just eventually show this to my kids. Okay? When they ask me growing up, "Hey Dad, what was your favorite game?" I want to be able to show them my folder of Destiny footage, or show them on YouTube an entire playlist of just me playing Destiny, and tell them, "This was my favorite game. I really wish you could play this game as well." And again, hopefully a couple of years down the line, we will see Destiny 3, or at least, a resurgence of downloadable content for Destiny 2. It might not be, again, that it's probably not going to be in the same league as what we were accustomed to, because Bungie as a company might not exist by then. But I'd at least like to see the attempt. And so again, I will be putting up as much Destiny footage as humanly possible on YouTube past the point of this upload and into the future. Don't worry, there will be more Cyberpunk content. I have stuff planned out. I mean, the Night City 2045 sourcebook should be shipping here tomorrow, at least as according to my Shopify account. I pre-ordered that way back in early April. So we'll unbox that and take a look at the book, the contents, the art, and all that. And I've been mulling over a super edit of the explaining the classes videos. So I'll decide on that here soon, and we'll go from there. But largely, as of right now, we will be looking at Destiny related content. So I'm sorry that this video is so rambly and ranty and unscripted and such, but there's really no way for me to put down how I am feeling about this situation without leaving it unscripted and rambly. You'll likely be getting a lot of these unscripted videos as I play the game that I used to love so much and still do. Fun fact, the EXO that you see in the gameplay footage is the very same EXO that I started way back when I started Destiny. I carried that exact EXO character from Destiny to Destiny 2 on the PS4, ported it over to the computer, because there was a point where you could actually sign in with your Bungie account, if I remember correctly, and grab your character data, and that's the one I've been playing ever since. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'd like to say, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, but I mean, I won't lie, I didn't enjoy talking about this, therefore I don't think you're going to enjoy listening. Either which way, a like, a subscription, maybe share my content around, it really does. It helps me out right now. For the moment, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off of here. I have to go to work. I love you guys. I love all you guys, and I will see you later on.